Guys, what's going on? Dan here from You Rock We Drone. Welcome to another episode of File Management. Last week we talked about creating a folder structure to stay productive and organized with all your footage. In case you haven't seen that episode, there's a link maybe up here, or if not, definitely down below in the description. Go watch that video and make this file structure for yourself, for your own setup. In case you don't want to do that, you can also download it from my blog. Link is down below in the description. You're welcome. And once you have that file structure, you can come back here. And today we're going to talk about taking all your footage, cutting it, naming it, tagging it, and populating all these empty folders that you have in this file structure so that all your footage is ready to go to be used for some awesome videos. I just came back from a lovely trip to winter Wonderland, New Hampshire. It was utterly cold. It was down to like -4 degrees one night. But that also meant that there was a lot of snow and everything looked super pretty. So we've got a lot of awesome winter footage here. We're going to use this footage as an example for my 3-step workflow of organizing, cutting, and naming or tagging your footage so that it's ready to go to make awesome videos. So let's do this. Okay, here we are. You can see the video raw folder is quite large. It's got a good 135 gigabytes of footage. Just for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna do 1 or 2 clips as an example, and I'll show you what I will do with it. So what we want to do is go into our raw folder here of the DJI Mavic Air. As you can see here, the Mavic Air folder has a bunch of footage in it already. And what I like to do is when I experiment with like ND filters or certain camera settings, I like to name the clip of what I did so that when I go back in 6 months from now and open up this folder, I can remember why the footage looked really good or looked really bad. At least it gives me some clue of what kind of filters I use. These SRT files that you're seeing there, they store all the settings and all the digital output of the file, so that's good. So at least I know like how the footage was exposed and what the ISO setting was and whatnot. But like it won't tell me which ND filter I use, because obviously that's a piece of hardware that you screw into your lens, so it can't possibly know that. So I just like to put a little bit of information onto the raw files just so I remember when I did something well or not so well and what to do again and what not to do again. I guess that makes sense. I'm just gonna open up this clip here. You can see it's a rather long clip. It's 3.7 gigabytes, 7 minutes of flying. What I am doing here is I'm using QuickTime just because I'm on a Mac and it's perfect for it. I don't have the heavy load of editing software at this point. I just want to do real quick cuts and like get my footage organized. So the first thing you can do is just Command T to open up this trim view here. And then just to be real quick, I'm just going to go through this real quick and see like, okay, where do I have smooth footage there? It looks like we're going smoothly backwards. Here we're going smoothly forward. And there were some rough cuts in there, unfortunately. So we're going to have to cut that out. And here we're repositioning, so we want to cut that out. And here we're flying smoothly around the corner. That is some really nice flying right here. So that's perfect. All right, so let's go to the very start of the clip and let's just see where we can start cutting. What I normally do is like the first couple of seconds is usually set up, so we're gonna go past that. And I'm just gonna hit play, spacebar like in most editing programs. And since I'm in tripod mode here and I'm flying very, very slowly, I'm just going to hit L on my keyboard just to play the footage a little bit faster. All right, so I can see this is nice, this is good enough, and there I'm stopping already. So don't really want that. So I'm just going to go ahead and find that spot in the clip. There I'm stopping, so I'm going to go a little bit back. And then same here in the beginning. This is where I start flying, just making sure And look at that, that's nice. I press L again, I press L again. That looks nice, perfect. So all I gotta do is press trim, and then I hit Command S to bring up the save dialog. And for organizational purposes, I am grabbing the file name of the original clip so that I can always go back to it and find out where this came from. So in this case, it was just the DJI_919 clip. And then what I like to do, because from this 7-minute clip, I will cut a couple of short clips. So what I do is I go _001, and that's the counter. So the next one will be 002 and so forth. You can see here that I have done a few clips already. So in this case, I'm just gonna go ahead and give it like some very basic description. Okay, so you can see here I have this save file dialog open. I'm just gonna give it the original file name, so DJI919 and _001, and then the next one is gonna be 002, 003, and so forth. Just because I've been recording for 7 minutes straight, so I will most likely cut a couple of clips out of there. So they will all start with DJI919, and then there's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's nicely organized. That's all that is. And then I'm gonna put square brackets there, and in the square brackets I just put a very brief description of what this clip is about. So in this case we were just flying straight along the river. So just that, like, it doesn't have to be accurate, it doesn't have to be super descriptive. So later on, when I end up with 45 clips, I don't have to go through every single one to find the top-down shot or to find the smooth, straight, flying tripod shot. I can just take a look at my little description here. So I hope that makes sense. Let's go and do another one. I open up the same clip again, bring up my trim dialog, and then once again I start off where I left off before. So this is where I stopped. Here I'm clearly repositioning, and this is when we get going. So let's take a look how that looks like. That's a little bit too slow for me, so I'm just gonna speed this up. There we go, that's a nice backward shot here. And then we're flying forward again, so we don't need to go that far. So I'm just gonna go from here all the way back to wherever it is we're stopping, about here. Maybe a little bit. I don't need that much. So that's nice. So this is a long clip. This is 54 seconds. But here we go. So once again, we name it DJI919 002, and then flying straight over river backward, and then maybe even sun lighting up snow. Once again, we open up our clip and we start where we left off earlier. So in this case, we stopped here and now we're getting going again. I'm pressing L to play, pressing L again. Now I'm playing at like 10 times speed here. So this is a very slow clip, but very nice and smooth. There was unfortunately a little bit of a shake, so I'm not gonna keep it all the way until the end, even though I'm flying nicely around the corner here, because I don't want this little camera shake. So I'm gonna go back and find exactly where the shake happened. And one tip to do so is to just hold down, and then QuickTime automatically shows you your footage frame by frame. So now I can smoothly go through here and find exactly where my camera shake happened, so I can maximize what I can get out of my footage. And there, you saw it. There was a quick shake. So this is all very smooth, and then all of a sudden I yanked the controls for whatever reason, so we don't want that. So we're gonna stop cutting right here. Make sure the beginning is okay. We're already in motion. That's perfect. I'm happy with that. We're saving this, minute 25, lovely long clip, DJI 919. We're gonna give it number 3, and we're flying straight over river, forward, and then sun lighting up snow, snowy rocks even. As I tried to explain before, it doesn't really matter what I put on there as a comment. It's just like whatever I just saw, I just put some comments on there so that later on I can just distinguish between one clip and another. So I hope that makes sense. So let's just do one more clip and then wrap this up. Okay, for the sake of this episode, we're just gonna pretend that 919 is finished, and I'm just gonna move over to 921. I know that I'm doing a nice pan down somewhere here, so once again, Command T to get to my trim dialog, and the beginning is just a little bit out of control, so I don't really care about that. So let's see here, and you can see down here already where all the good stuff is happening. So in this case, we're starting an ascent somewhere around here, and the pan down, this is what I'm talking about. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start here, and we're gonna start playing a little bit faster. There we go. That's the footage we want. And then there's gonna be a nice pan up. And there's some ice skaters. And that's a beautiful winter wonderland, New Hampshire. There we go. That's a really nice pan up. I'm gonna keep it here for a second just in case I want to use just a still for something, and there must have been a little bit of wind that shook the camera, so we're gonna cut this out. I'm gonna go back here. You can see the clouds moving over the trees. That's really nice. So we're gonna do stop. I'm gonna do right there. Okay. So in this case, first we're gonna make sure that we copy the name of the new file, 921, and we're gonna start off with number 1 again, and this is an ascent, pan down, and pan up reveal shot. Just like that. Okay, and there you have it. It's a very simple workflow of reviewing your footage, cutting out all the nasty stuff that you don't want, and giving it like a little bit of a name or a tag so that you can distinguish between all the different clips later on. What I then do, I go through the cut folder, I start color grading the individual clips, and if there are some clips in there that are really awesome and I think might sell on the internet, I will cut them down even further, and those are the clips that go into the black box folder. And from there on, I can just take everything that's in the black box folder and upload it to the platform, put some metadata, and Bob's your uncle. So yeah, a very simple folder structure, very simple workflow of reviewing your footage and organizing your footage, and ultimately staying motivated to do something awesome with this footage. Guys, I hope this was helpful. I know that it is very helpful to me. Thanks for sticking through to the end. Thanks for being German with me and organizing your files. But I hope you will thank me, and most importantly, thank yourself later on once you're going through the year and you have 50 folders and each folder has 20 gigabytes of footage. And you know exactly where to grab an awesome clip so you can create awesome content. Guys, as usual, please do the whole YouTube thing. Like, subscribe. If you found this useful, leave me a comment down below. I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal.